Okay. I always do that at the beginning of my videos. You notice that little slide up and then boom. Oh, ignorant. Anyway, this is the final part of analysis that I'm doing for someone. Um, this is a career one. And again, we only have so much time. So I can't go as deep as I would like into it, but I'm going to try and hit some key points. And you're going to hear me say the career will be surrounding this thing. Well, the career will be something related to this because it's hard to it's so many different things out there that you could do in this world as a career. And those different careers involve so many different energies, so many different things could be going on that are seemingly contrary to what you're doing. To say, like, for example, somebody who is an artist, they could have just Saturn in the 10th house. And Saturn has, in general, we know Saturn don't really have nothing to do with art and creativity. Like in general, I'm just generally speaking, Saturn, when you think of art, you don't think of Saturn. So it's too many different things. So I'm gonna hit on um, planets. I'm gonna hit on her midheaven, and if I have time, I'll hit on a couple aspects that planets that are aspecting what's called the Amitya Karka. That's Vedic astrology. That's the planet was the second highest degree, and this planet signifies career. Um, it's the planet that helps, that guides the soul, and yeah, guides the soul to its destination. And with most of us, that's career. No, it could be anything. But so I'm gonna hit that planet. Matter of fact, I'll go into that one first. And it's Sun. The planet with the second highest degree is the Sun. And for this person, the Sun gets double um, importance in determining what the career is, because not only does it sits in the 10th house of career environment, your karma that you're going to be paying back to society. It is also the planet with the second highest degree, the Mithya Karka. And Sun, what the Sun is in this reading, whatever you want to call it, this analysis, is really the Sun is really focused on self-expression. Whatever she does, it has to that's like the main thing, or one of the main things that has to be an ingredient in her career. It has to be something that is happening in her career. It has to be something where she feels like she's expressing herself, expressing her identity, expressing her Sun, expressing her individuality, right? It has to be something related to that. Absolutely, you will see that with this child, more than anything else, she has to um, um, show her star, shine her light. And see, it sits with the midheaven. See, if a planet is in the 10th house, that doesn't mean it always sits with the midheaven, with the MC. If you use, in on some websites it'll just say MC, but it does. This planet does, and so that's why I said it's even more than double effect. It's gonna be like in your face. This girl, when it comes to her career, is like the sun shining bright as hell in your eyes. Like she's gonna be a very prominent person, is what I'm saying. Very prominent person, especially when sun periods come. Man, please. So just know that, like, and this is reputation. But I know we're sticking on career. Her reputation, it will be someone. The sun will come there. That's what she'll be known as. Somebody who's very self-expressive, very versatile. Because the midheaven and the sun are in we're talking in Gemini. But I'm just saying that energy. People will know her by that energy of the sun. She's a very self-expressive person. She's a very lively, bright person. And and this is what I'm saying, like you can't pinpoint the career because even not in the career, just in general, we know what the sun is. And if it's in, like with one of the points, the ascendant, the Imam Coeli, the lowest point, the descendant, or the MC, is really going to be like right in your face. You can't miss it. It's going to be not in your face, but it's going to be prominent. It's going you can't miss that about these people. Whatever planet is there. And like I said, she has a sun there. So and she also has Mars sitting with the MC. It's in the ninth house, but it's still going to influence her career choice. There you go. It's still going to influence her career choice, even though it's in the ninth house, because it's so close to the 10th house cusp. It just will be shown. It's going to show up in that part of her that can't be hidden. And we're talking about career, for a lot of people, that's their career. And especially if you use like the regular house system, the MC, the 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 cusp of the 10th house is the 10th house, the career environment. So even if you got planets in the ninth house, that point right there, it's if it's close enough to that MC, it's going to have some effect on your career environment or your career choice, whatever you're doing. So she has to be it has to be something where she's active, physically active. It has to be something where she uses her courage. She uses her physical energy. She's going to be, I can't put it any other. She's going to be very active person, very assertive. Like, this is it. This is what I want, and this is what it is. They tell you how it is. This is what I want. This is what I'm going after, and they go after it. Her career, she's going to have to have a career that where she can be assertive. Now it's gonna again it's in the ninth house, so it still expresses itself in the ninth house, but since it's so close to the 10th house and that cusp, that point, I had to say something about it. It's still going to express itself in the ninth house. I can't stress that enough. But you will see it in her reputation. You will see it in her her most visible self. In her most visible self, you will see it. So that's why I said something about it. And she has actually, while I'm looking at this, she has a grand Raj Yoga happening. She has her Atma Karka, the planet with the highest degree. I talked about that, and I can't remember the video it was, but the Atma Karka is it's the expression of your soul. It's how your soul expresses itself, how it expresses itself out into this physical world. That's the planet it uses for this birth to do that, and it sits with the Amitya Karka. For this example, it's a conjunction of these two. This is known as a grand Raj Yoga, one of the strongest Raj Yogas. Raj Yoga is, in a nutshell, it's a combination for somebody who denotes power, authority, fame, wealth. So you have a very, very special child that doesn't even say it. I didn't even look at that. I didn't even notice that. But yeah, you have this is a very special birth. I'm telling you right now. And especially when Sun or Jupiter periods come. If you have a question about that, mom who's watching this, or anybody who's watching, just comment on this video, or you can email me or Instagram me, and I'll talk to you about that. But when Sun or Jupiter time periods come, that's where you'll see all of this come about. This fame, this success, this power, and the wealth. Those are the times you will see it really hit in this person's life. And so she also has Jupiter in the 10th house, and it sits with the Sun. Jupiter rules her 7th house and her 4th house. So it's the Lord of the two Kendra places, the 4th and 7th, and it sits in the Kendra house. So she has, you know what Jupiter is: expansion of the horizon, expansion of the mind, expansion of your understanding of what's out there, expansion of what your knowing is, whatever you want to take that. This is just what Jupiter is. This is our horizon, right? Boom. This is all we know. When you learn something, this is what happens to your horizon. Now you're aware of something else. There's more out there. That's what we mean by expanding horizon. Expanding horizon can come a lot of ways. It comes through learning. It comes through teaching. It can come through any experience, actually. Any experience, anything you do. But again, that's the energy that she will have, that will be in her career. She has the Sun and Jupiter together. It makes for a very expansive self-expression, a very knowledgeable person, and they identify with the knowledge that they have. So in order for them to express themselves, they have to somehow they have to continue to grow. They have to continue to expand in one way or another in the career. When it comes to the career, is what I'm saying. They have to keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. You see what I'm saying? That's how it ties into that Raj Yoga I was talking about. They're going to keep growing and growing bigger and bigger and bigger. And Jupiter is also the Lord of, like I said, it's the Lord of the 4th house. So That's what I was saying. That's what Jupiter is doing there. So activities of the fourth house, remember in my when you make your own astrological sentences, say all you have to do is look at where the planet, what houses the planet rules. In our example, it's the fourth and the seventh. That's what Jupiter is doing in the 10th house. It's not doing 10th house things. It's doing fourth and seventh house things there. It's satisfying the agenda of the 10th house by doing the fourth and seventh house doing things. So Jupiter, through knowledge, through expansion, through being this very enthusiastic person, enthusiasm itself, faith, optimism. She identifies with her roots. She uses this energy to identify with her roots, and that through that, it'll come out in her career somehow. Like for if she was a singer, like Jupiter being Lord of the fourth house, sitting in the 10th house with the sun, it could be like, whoa, I just found out this about my great grandmother or something like that. And that expands her horizon. Now she's aware of more. And it sits with the sun. This is personal for her. She identifies with that, with her roots. Because the sun is with Jupiter. Sun is us. It's our conscious awareness. It's the personality. It's the id. Not the id, the ego. It's the me. It's the self-expression. It's the it's the name of a person. That's why everybody identifies astrology just by their sun sign. So she has, through fourth house things, like she has to feel at home in her career. She has to be comfortable. She finds a psychological foundation. She finds an emotional security through expansion, right? Through expansion of the horizon, remember? Through growth, through learning. And she expresses that out in her career. That has to be another element in her career, or it will be an element in her career. You'll see that. Like this because the fourth house is it's the most inner house. It's our inner world. But for her inner world expresses itself now on the outside world. So it's like your life, even the most inner parts of your life will be on broadcast, like the cameras will be in front of them like that. I really see somebody who is going to be in front of a lot of cameras. They're going to be very big, man. Very, very big person. Then you got the seventh house. Jupiter is the lord of that house, of billions of people. And it's coming sitting in the 10th house. And it sits with the sun. Again, remember, it sits with the sun. So her and the sun, remember, it's our ego, it's our self-expression. And you got Jupiter coming right there with it as the lord of billions. She identifies with the people that she identifies with the masses. So a lot of whatever she's doing, she has a way of identifying with people, and that will also show up in her career. I mean, this can go on and on, on and on and on. It's so many different layers in astrology. And then finally, I want to hit on is Venus in the 10th house. Venus, I already know what Venus is. I'm not going to go too much into that. I'm not really going to hit on Venus. Or what Venus is, because you can go anywhere, and I've talked about Venus. It's like one of the main planets that people look for in astrology, and they want to know about. So it's the Lord of the ninth house and the second house, again signifying somebody who is somehow they're going to use their voice in their career. It's the Lord of the second house there. She got Libra on the second house cusp. So the voice will come out through the career. Something has, whatever she does, it has to be something where she's vocal. At the same time, she has to be teaching people stuff because it's the Lord of the ninth house. She has to feel like what she's saying is expanding people's horizon, at least her own. She wants people to grow from her music or whatever she's saying, and when it comes to her career. The family upbringing, that will come out through Venus. Her family upbringing, somehow it will come out, it will shape what career she has. It will influence whatever career she has. Mom, hint, hint. Somehow, and you remember what you just told me, that video you sent me. I want to be just like you, Mom. You see how you can start putting astrology together. Second house is also self-esteem. I'm closing up real right here. Last thing, second house, self-esteem. Her self-esteem will be influenced. It will come out through to which she can find the right career. It will come out in her career. Again, if she was a musician and she was writing a sad song, you're going to hear it in her voice. If she's feeling bad in this song, whatever she's doing, you're going to hear it through her voice. You're going to hear it you're going to feel it. You're going to feel it. Venus is going to make sure you feel it because that's the planet that's ruling the house. That's the planet that's ruling this house, the second house. Now I'll touch on it anyway. Venus is art. It is the artist in us. It is the creator in us. A part of us that want to make something beautiful. It is relationships. It's fashion, entertainment, the finer things. So she wants to bring, what I see is a soul, a native, whatever you want to call it, who wants to bring out their creator. They want to show how creative they are in their career. And the self-esteem, Venus is a self-esteem lord, to which she can be and come out with some creative shit that is going to affect her career, that is going to affect her reputation, her status. And then finally, Venus, Lord of the ninth house. Remember, I already hit on that. And also this trip that they're going on that she told me about. Remember, Venus, Lord of the ninth house. The more trips she takes, long distance trips. You go somewhere and then come back home. Long distance trips. The more she expands, the more she's around and gets into her ethics, her morals, ninth house things, and other people's ethics and morals. Explore different cultures. Just exploration. Just exploration. If you want to sum it up in one word. Exploration means, by definition, going into somewhere unfamiliar, going into an unfamiliar, usually a land, but it don't just have to be land. Just going to the unfamiliar and becoming familiar with it. from that creativity, she derives her creativity from that, from exploring, from exploration, from adventure. That activates, that stimulates her Venus. And the more she does these things, the more dynamic Venus will be, the more beautiful and creative and artistic Venus will be. It will come out and show in her career. Peace.